We are pumped for the NHL season, and wow, do we have an episode for you today. This is the greatest of all time podcast show, GOAT Radio. I'm the big man, and we have a wicked group of fellas in the GOAT Rush to talk some NHL. Nucci, back with us. What's up, brother?
I'm excited for this one. I was really looking forward for the NHL season to get going, so it's going to be an amazing podcast here to chat about what's to come.
Yoki,
What's going on, man?
good to have you back in here.
Thanks for having me back. It's like I said, like Fanucci said, buddy, it's going to be good to talk some hockey. We had a long layoff here.
100%. What the hell would we do in the wintertime here? Like, seriously, if Canada didn't have hockey, fall and winter, what do we do?
I don't know, man.
And finally, in the GOAT
CFL.
Rush, we have Marco, the man behind Stan's Pizza Joint. And we talked about this last week to the GOAT fans. GOAT Radio, Stan's Pizza Joint have collaborated. It's a wicked collaboration, and we're so pumped to have you, Marco.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
And just want to touch on it. This episode's brought to you by Stan's Pizza Joint. And Marco, you also brought some beers with you.
Yeah, we got a good partnership going on with East Van Brewery, and they hooked us up with some of the beers we're drinking tonight. And cheers to that.
boys.
Yeah.
Cheers. We have the, we'll name them. We have the rice lager here, and then there's two others ones that you brought that are pretty.
Yeah, we got the IPA and we got the Honey Brown. It's been pretty popular up there for me, and we drink it.
100%. And a little bit quickly about Stan's Pizza Joint. Nucci, we love it. It's a complete staple in North Burnaby. It's like a triple themed joint. You got the music, the legends, you got the hockey with the jerseys, the memorabilia, and you got the tiki bar.
Yeah.
It has it all.
Yeah, it brings in a bunch of people from different walks, and I really focus on interactivity there. I got the bubble hockey, bunch of board games, Jenga.
Yep.
Just you come there to socialize, to have a good time, put your best foot forward.
Any plans going forward with Stan's? Do you want to mention anything?
Just building the community establishment, sports oriented. I want to really focus on hockey and football and Canucks and community. And, I don't want to talk too much about Stan's because realistically it's more so the integration with our commonality, our interest together. So just a perfect match, and we're friends first, and then everything else can follow.
For sure, brother.
Yeah.
And we also, last week, Nucci, we talked about the greatest guest coming to the GOAT Rush, the most historic guest. And it has came.
Yeah, he should be arriving here any second. He might probably be knocking on the door here.
Why don't you grab it? Let's grab it. We're so pumped to bring the greatest symbol in all of sports.
For sure. I 100%. There's nothing better than this, I don't think. I think a championship belt might come second, but a distant second to this.
And Nucci's he's bringing in the white gloves to get some clues out of here. Here it is.
Look at that guy.
Look at that.
And we are lucky to have this finally in the GOAT Rush. Lord Stanley. Boys, the greatest trophy in professional sports, the oldest trophy, the most historic trophy. We have to just witness how wicked it is. Look, I gotta just have some. Right now, boys, 2,603 names on this current Stanley Cup. And in its career, there's been 3,489 names. So every 13 years, when these fill up, the bottom row fills up, it moves up, right? And then this top ring will rest in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I mean, it's the only trophy you can drink out of, right?
She's a beauty. Just watching it glisten there. It's just.
I wonder how many beers fit inside there.
What, 6 maybe?
I think maybe you can get 10 maybe in there. To try one
We'll have
day.
to test it out one
Is
day.
this going to happen?
Maybe after the Eagles, 3-peat, we'll try one day.
How many IPAs go in there?
Yeah. Honestly, though, it's this is like I can't imagine lifting this for the first time after 4 series grueling. There's a reason it's the hardest cup to win.
Dreaming about playing for it in the alley, on the streets, in the basement, in the driveway, playing for the Stanley Cup when you're a kid, and then can't imagine what it feels like to actually win that thing, man.
And it starts small too. Like my 2 kids, and we have this book like 5-minute hockey stories, and it's all about Stanley Cup and where the Stanley Cup has been and stuff. So like you have all these kids who are small, all they want to do is win the Stanley Cup, just to have your name on it, right? And that name, I think like Maurice said it, like he said, "Dad, your name is now on the Stanley Cup," but even though that might be his name, it's his father's last name. It means a lot to a lot of people.
And even making it to the show doesn't guarantee you're going to get a sniff of it.
Well,
eh?
yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah, when I think of this, it's just straight muck grind, sacrifice,
Playoff beards,
broken teeth, just everything NHL players worked up to just for the glory here. So
it's a great prize for all that.
Oh yeah,
great prize, all worth it. I'm thinking when you're at that level, and it just makes me happy. Look at it,
yeah,
so shiny,
so shiny,
so nice.
Okay, boys, NHL season is right around the corner, and first things first, we got to say what we're wearing. Let me just say I'm wearing the autographed Gabrick, okay? One of my favorite jerseys. One of my favorite Slovaks. And who else is a Slovak that's wicked? Oh, you got to remember Hossa.
Chara,
Big Z. God rest his soul. He played in Vancouver. Dimitra. Who else? Zygmunt Palffy I liked, and Satan, underrated.
Ooh, Miro.
What are you wearing, Nooch?
I got the Canucks, man. Last year, I remember kind of our Canucks predictions. I had the 50-50 of them making the playoffs, and going into this season, just there's so much more confidence, more aura around that team. Hopefully, they'll build off of last year. So I'm excited to be a Canucks fan, as I've been my whole life, and I'm looking forward to watching them play this year.
Buck and Rights.
I have the gold, white, and black jersey of the Boston Bruins. Actually, it's my kids' team too. I used to play for the Winter Club in minor hockey starting, so represent that. And also in the back we have our buddy number 17, Milan Lucic, and I hope he's doing well, and I hope he gets back in the NHL this year and finds his way.
That would be awesome. Marco.
Yeah, just wearing the throwback Washington Capitals hoodie, actually not a jersey, but big Caps fan. They're my team from the East.
And who else is your boy on that team?
You know what? I think the team is pretty well-rounded. I don't think they have one strength. Yeah. Like I'm a huge fan of just the whole team, top to bottom. I'm obviously a big I'm hoping that Ovi surpasses that 43 goal mark. I think that's what he needs to break the record. Yeah. But pretty well, I'm a big fan of his, and I think he is the GOAT because of all those things. Like, if you hit Ovi, he's gonna come at you, and he's gonna come at you 3 times as hard. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking for a role model and someone like that, that's who I like, is someone who's going to bring it.
We love Ovi. We always said when he breaks that goal record, the goal GOAT record, we're gonna have a fucking massive party in the Goal Rush.
And everyone thought that was unimaginable that someone was gonna break that record, and it's gonna be pretty cool to see that happen. And we're gonna party. He's gonna party.
Oh yeah.
He might retire right after that.
Yeah.
Never mind that. It could be broken twice in the next 10, 15 years with Matthews on pace with, I know we're talking a lot still, but Matthews on pace to break even that, depending on how long Ovi goes, not taking anything away from him, but yeah, it'll be sick to watch him do it. Knowing the Canucks will be against them probably.
Yeah. It's going into the season, there's a lot of milestones, boys. Tons of milestones. You don't forget Sid the Kid. 4 points away from 1,600. He's top 10 right now in points. Right behind, I think he's 40-ish points away from Sakic. And who? We haven't talked about Burnaby Joe too much, but we will. That guy's, we love him.
Legend.
Yeah.
We love
Street named after him. Just right by
Sakic
us.
Way, yeah. Let's go with this, boys, right away. Whose career has been more impressive? Crosby or Ovi?
I got to go with Crosby.
Ooh.
I was listening to the last pod there that you guys had, and him basically like laying out that interview that he had when he was in junior, laying out how he kind of envisioned his career to go, to be able to like you said, how hard it is to win a cup. Just making the NHL doesn't guarantee that. And he said a few Stanley Cups and a couple gold medals. He literally called his career. And I don't know, to win 3 cups at different stages in his career too, obviously really early on when he was younger, and then do the back-to-backs there a few years back. And then the gold medals, obviously he's lucky enough that the NHLs were playing in it back then. I'm glad that they're going back now, next Olympics, but I mean, he's definitely, out of those two, I'd give it to Sid.
You know what? There was a period early with Sid the Kid where he was unstoppable, and Ovi was kind of in the trails, I wouldn't say declining, but just kind of in the shadow. And this is what I love about Ovi. He kept trucking, going through those disappointments in the playoffs where they were the juggernaut, and just kept going. And then you see him just get 40 goals, 50 goals, wins a cup. Now he's right behind the great one. Listen, he breaks Gretzky's record. I don't know. That's the greatest statistic in hockey. I might give Ovi the edge. If he can crack this, I really do.
I mean, who, like, going back to what you're saying, like, who else do I like? I mean, yeah, there's Backstrom and, like,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, guys like Chimera, like,
Yeah.
I'm saying it is like there's good players there, but I mean, he is the great. He holds that team on his back, like through thick and thin. I believe that he can carry that team. Like, he won a cup with them, and he holds the majority of the weight on the whole team. He wears his heart on his sleeve. It's very evident with how he plays. And I mean, Crosby doesn't have that. Like, he's a little bit mouthy. Like, he's a bit of a mouthpiece, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's bit of a complainer of the refs, this and that. I think when you're putting it all into perspective, I think Ovi can just simply outwork you and out-hit you and outscore you. Like, with that stupid place he sits on the power play every time, you know where it's going, but he can still fucking beat you like 8 times out of 10. It's just like, how do you teach that?
Yeah.
This is such a hard conversation to have because it's splitting hairs. They're both so good. Ovi is a different beast, and probably the best goal scorer ever to play hockey.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta agree with Fanucci because Crosby, on every single level, every single team he's won, like Olympics, Stanley Cups, World Championships, World Juniors, every team he goes to, he just wins, and he's the best player. Like, he scored 94 points last year. He doesn't age. And yeah, I used to thought Crosby was a mouthpiece too, but maybe last 7, 8, 10 years, he kind of calmed down a bit and settled to his own. And for that reason, I just think he's still, to this day, even being 37 years old, is still top 5 in the NHL. And that's remarkable. Right?
What's cool about those two is they played on the same team their whole career.
Yeah.
That's like, to be that great and to do it all in one place like that, win cups, go through the ups and downs of those franchises. It's, I mean, it just shows how good they are. And like you said, splitting hairs when it comes to, they have so many similarities.
They saved both those franchises.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's remarkable. And they're always going to be linked to. That's what's great too, because we have this debate, because they're always going to be came in at the same time, and they just
same era,
same everything, same year. Yeah. You know, and they're going to retire on the same time, and they're both going to look back and say, "Wow, that's like we got to watch that."
Well, it's like the Messi Ronaldo in soccer. That's
exactly.
kind of there, like.
Yeah.
Like, who else stands out to you guys other than those two guys from that era who's dominant or GOAT worthy?
No, they're the two greats.
No one.
No.
I mean, it's fair to say they saved the NHL.
They did.
Because there was nobody other than them.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Stone Cold and The Rock.
Yeah.
What a rivalry.
Or Hulk and Andre back in my era. Yeah.
We're going to get into some over-unders with the points later in the pod. Let's talk about some juggernauts of the NHL heading into the season. So NHL.com, they have a bunch of reporters, right? They have like 20 reporters saying who their top 16 are. It was weird. Pretty much everyone's top 5 were the Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars, New York Rangers, Colorado Avalanche.
That's my five.
Those are
Boston in there too.
You had Boston in there?
And those ones.
Yeah. Those are like literally with every single analyst or whatever the hell you want to call. Who do you guys think? What team stands out? Our Nucks aren't there.
They're still they lost a couple good players. The thing with those teams, they all have experience. They all got to a certain point. Canucks they're going to break through that, I think, in a couple years, obviously. But I think to be top 5, it's super tough, man. Like we say it's hard to get there, but it's even harder to keep yourself there. If you look at those teams, they're just top to bottom good. Like they have depth in defensemen, depth in forward, great goaltending. Canucks will be there, but right now I think there's a lot of question marks.
Except for Edmonton.
Yeah, Edmonton just has two straight-up
But
two
yeah,
players,
they all have unreal
right?
goalies.
Edmonton doesn't need a goalie. They could put a pylon in there, and half the time he'll be good. But it just they're, I think, 2 or 3 years away from being considered top 5, and every single one of those teams as well. Most of them, except for Edmonton, obviously, they all have guys on entry-level deals that are phenomenal players. Look at Dallas, right? We'll see what happens with the Canucks.
Yeah, and I like, why did they do so good last year? I mean, Demko pretty well stood on his lips. I mean, he won many games for our team. Mm-hmm. We were able to stay healthy up until the playoffs, Petey, and that's a worrisome thing for me. As I was hoping that this season he'd come back like 185, 190 maybe, have the Canucks put him on some kind of a weight program, but he's still a $170 soaking wet with a towel on his head,
And he still used the knee injury excuse throughout the summer that it affected his training. Yeah,
it worries me that we're
said they found ways around with his training to avoid having to irritate it more, but he's it's the first thing he said in his first availability already.
Okay, wait, what are we saying, boys? Let's talk about the Nucks right now. We're into it. Are you worried about their upcoming season?
I mean, I think they'll take a little step back only because they took such a huge step forward last year that all the teams can be gunning for them. They last year ran out of gas, and I think that was such a great learning experience for them because they have to learn how to play in the playoffs. I think they're going to kind of tail off a little bit. They'll still make the playoffs, I think, but they're going to take a little bit of a step back because, again, a lot of turnover, a lot of new guys. They have to get some young guys to come in and learn how to play properly. I hope Petey figures his way out, but we'll see what happens.
Is this because what if there was no Demko fiasco? What if he was 100% healthy? Would your mind change? Because I think it would. I think there's serious question marks. What the hell's going on? This has been the most bizarrest shit I've ever seen with Demko.
Yeah.
Remember last year, you guys didn't believe me. I said there was extreme nagging injury because it was just I assessed what was going on. It was like weird, and
Dr. Gordick,
he still has. He's got an injury that no one's ever seen in the history of sports. What is that?
I mean, up, down, left, right, like lateral. Like, come on, like the guy's aging. Like his injury isn't gonna get any better if it's still ailing him. And okay, so let's say he does get better. Like, what gives you the confidence that he's actually going to be able to sustain a full run even throughout the playoffs? Like he's he's been tarnished a bit, and with Seelovs with under 50 games to his credit in the NHL, can we bank on him? I mean, he's been playing great, don't get me wrong. Are the Canucks gonna be 1, 2, 3 in the West? No, not in my opinion. Can they make the playoffs? Hopefully. I think they're in that 6, 7, 8 spot, hopefully.
I think what they got going for them is the Pacific is still pretty weak. San Jose's not good. Anaheim's still not good. LA doesn't have really a goalie yet. Like, they're still there. Then there's, Edmonton, who probably will win the Pacific. Then it's Vegas. And, I see us getting that third spot in the Pacific, which is a guaranteed playoff spot, right? Demko has to play 40 to 50 games for that to happen. Our depth is much better up front. PD, a guy like PD, does now have no excuse of his line mates. He's going to have 2 pretty solid players to play with. And he put up 90 points last year, 80-something points with Mikheyev, on his wing. So that's impressive. If he can, I don't know who he's going to play with, but
that's all.
DeBrusk alone, you give DeBrusk those passes that Mikheyev had, that's another 20 assists for Pettersson.
Yeah. Mikheyev had hands like feet.
Yeah, like Oreskovich. Hands of a snake.
Hands of a snake.
Love the Hoaglanders, love the Garlands.
They could have a lot of 20 goal scorers, which is impressive. Sprong.
Well, the Joshua thing's a big one too. We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah,
that's massive too. Right?
Our D's big. I see them still making a play somewhere. When in the trade market, so their D's big still.
And the loss of Big Z, that hurts.
Yeah, but we got Forbort and Desharnais.
Yeah,
I love.
We're big.
I love my big man. However, maybe if it was game 1 of the playoffs tomorrow to beat some shit out of some guys.
Yeah,
but
we
for
got to get there.
82 games, you can get McKinnon rolling over Forbort and skating past these guys. You know what I mean? If you play 4 games in a week, they're not done in the back end.
No, I think they'll do something if they start off pretty well. Then maybe make a play.
Okay, we're gonna do an over and under with the Canucks points later in the pod too. Okay, so let's just say this: who's winning the Pacific?
Edmonton.
Oh, you got McJesus?
Oh yeah, I don't see them. Skinner for me is a bit of a question mark. I mean, he's either hot or cold. Has he proven that he could lead the team all the way to the Holy Grail? Yeah, he can, but can he do it consistently? That's the big question mark. Yeah, they got scoring. Yeah, they got depth. Yeah, they got Bouchard back there, and they're well balanced. But can their goaltender lead them? Which I believe, it's a tough one there.
But he led them to the game 7, boys.
But did he win?
He didn't win. What's it called when you almost win?
Lose.
I hear you, but he's done it before. That's all I'm saying. So, okay, what do you guys think?
I think Edmonton, but barely.
Dallas, you thinking?
No, in the Pacific, I think maybe even Pacific. Vegas or LA, and I'm not. The reason I'm saying that is because Edmonton is not going to come out like guns a-blazing this year. They're going to be good enough to be top 2, whatever, and then when the playoffs come, they had their experience last year. They're going to save all their energy for that. They know they're good enough to get in. I don't think they're going to win the Pacific. I don't know who is, or they might win it barely. That's not really a good prediction, but I mean, it's not a prediction at all. So I'll just say Edmonton, but barely by a hair.
So that means they're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Edmonton, Kane on LTIR, they're probably going to be able to add somebody.
Yeah.
Pretty good. He probably won't come back till the playoffs. And they probably won't start 2-9-1 like they did last year, and they still ended up
Even
going
the
all the way.
backup guys like Hyman, how pivotal was he?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, he scored
with their
50-something
cup run?
goals,
Oh
like-
my God, workhorse.
I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Canucks, boys.
Wow, I like it.
I think the, last year at this time we said most of us said they're not making playoffs.
Yeah, it was 50-50.
They totally exceeded our expectations. I think Rick Tocchet and the boys they expect to win the cup. That's Rick Tocchet. I don't think, the old Canucks where they had these fucking 9-game losing streaks. That don't happen with Rick Tocchet. I think it's just the best coaching staff behind the bench in the NHL.
It is pretty.
Yeah, we've never had a
Nasty.
better coach.
No.
Never.
And let me tell you something else with the Canucks. Canucks have notoriously, for all of my life that I've been following them, we've had numerous number 2 defensemen. Like, think of all of our number 2s, like Olin, Bieksa,
Mm-hmm.
Edler,
Jovanovski.
Jovo. We've never had that bona fide number 1,
Mm-hmm.
but we have him right now.
And he's the best in the NHL.
He is the GOAT.
He's up and coming GOAT.
I want to say a quick story on that, though, Milosh, because I remember
Yeah.
the thing different with the Canucks is I'll go back to my days playing hockey. My first year in Everett, we were expansion team. So we come in, and Kevin Constantine was our coach. And he goes, you can't use the word expansion, you're going to use first year team. Okay, so he sets kind of a belief there. Then all of a sudden we go in our first team meeting, he goes, this is our goal. And he put a Memorial Cup logo on it. He's like, that's where we want to be. So right away, the first day, he set a belief in ourselves saying, you guys are not going to use this as an excuse, and this is our goal, nothing short of that. And that's what Tocchet did. We lost in the Western League Finals that year, by the way, but Tocchet did the same thing with the Canucks. It's the first year they ever had a coach who had a belief system in them, who gave them a way to play the game properly, because he did the way he played, and they took it and ran, right? So he said
The foundation's there.
Yeah, and
right?
the belief in the team, right?
Yeah.
They believe in themselves.
They don't have to waste time setting a culture this camp or at the start of the year. That's already there now, and it's just about building that.
So
makes everyone
are you
work
guys
out.
changing your Pacific picks then?
No, I think McJesus and Dry, they're signed.
Okay.
He's signed. He's that whole thing is gone now, and I think they're going to be the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Big man, I hope you're right. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
I
I'd
know.
love for that.
I'd love for him to be
but-
right.
But realistically, I'm thinking about it like, a lot of things have to.
I
fall
think
into
it might be
place
one
for
of my
that to
hot
happen.
takes. I think Edmonton's going to have a similar start to last year.
Wow.
They're going to be doing the shits. That was a crazy comeback.
They went on an
What-
insane pace.
When you're going hot like that into playoffs, you don't want to play them. But let's talk about some wild takes, boys. So I'm going to say Edmonton is going to have a similar start to last season. I'm also going to say this. Vegas will not make the playoffs for their first time in franchise history.
I think they have.
Have they not made it once?
I think so.
Really?
I think I thought they have every year.
I thought
think there was one year they didn't make it.
Okay, well, I gotta fact check me on that.
Yeah,
but
I'll check.
okay, and then my other wild take: Chicago's making the playoffs. I know.
What?
Yeah,
Ooh.
boys. I don't think you've taken a look at their roster. It's pretty good.
I like the addition of Bertuzzi on there.
Yeah.
I think Bedard needs that guy who won't let him be pushed around out there.
Do you know who else is on that line? Maybe Taylor Hall.
Oh,
yeah.
Hall.
Guys, these guys are vets. Bertuzzi's a vet now. He's an older guy in NHL. Taylor Hall, when he's healthy, wow, he's a former MVP.
Yeah, he
He's a
can
good
play.
player.
Yeah.
He just needs to get healthy. And we know Bedard is the real deal.
Who's in net there?
And Mrazek and Brassard. What's wrong with that?
What's their decor?
Their decor is
Seth Jones.
Their decor needs work, okay? Well, listen.
Name them.
Teravainen came in. They got Foligno as their Cheds.
Give me their 6D and see if I know any of them.
Makheyev's in there,
They got
boys. He's due.
Korinsky too. That
Yeah.
rook.
Oh, Korchinski.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Korchinski.
Danasiu. Guys, this is not a kick-over team anymore.
Give me that 6D.
Vlasic,
No, that's
Wow.
Alex Vlasic though.
Alex Vlasic, Seth Jones.
He got into it with Bedard at practice. You hear
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Korchinski, Connor Murphy, Alec Martinez, TJ Brody.
Oh, Alec Martinez, a little.
He went to
veteran.
Chicago.
Wow.
Guys, if I'm looking at that, I don't know. The Canucks D, I mean, minus Hughes,
Hronek's good.
Hronek, Hughes. I
Hronek
forgot
needs to
about Hronek.
fucking step up big time.
Golden Knights didn't make it 21-22
Okay.
one time.
Post,
So the second time in their history, they're not going to make it.
yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, we could throw that one out. Okay. What do you guys have any surprises, you think, Marco?
Oh, you know what? I think LA is going to be surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm.
They're
so.
they're no pushover. I think well, I mean, at the top, who we got? We got Dallas. We got Edmonton. We got well, you're saying Vancouver,
Rangers, Florida.
yeah, Boston. I have up there as cup worthy. You know, you guys remember that a couple of seasons ago they had only like 9 losses or something stupid like that. So they've lost Allmark, but I mean they haven't gone anywhere. Their core remains there, and they play like that mean style that you don't want to really go up against.
They got to sign Swayman.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to. We're talking about that a little bit.
What wild take did we have last year? That was pretty nutty.
We had Woodcroft being the first coach fired by Tourzy.
No, by me, right? First coach fired, Jay Woodcroft.
Oh, he said they wouldn't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
I said Florida wouldn't make the playoffs, and they went and won the Stanley Cup.
You guys never mentioned Nashville either.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So
They're I don't know if adding old school studs, Stamkos, I don't know if he's heart and soul of Tampa. They got rid of him for a reason. It hurt him. I don't know if he's going to help Nashville. I saw a stat with him 5-on-5. That guy doesn't score or produce. I don't know.
We'll make the PP better. That was their
The
big
PP.
problem for them.
The PP.
If he's in that Canucks series,
It's different.
we probably don't win that series. Maybe
If he plays.
if he had played, yeah. My hot take is Utah will make the playoffs.
Oh my gosh,
the Yeti.
Snitchy. I took a look at their roster. Horrific. I don't know one player. Have you seen their roster,
Yeah.
man?
They're gonna add some players too.
Keller, Sergachev.
Guys,
Yeah, that's it.
guys, they're gonna come. I was gonna ask you guys who's coming last in the
Every,
chat. I was
all these
hoping you guys
new
would say him.
teams, all these new
they
teams
do.
find a way to make
Yeah.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kraken did it.
yeah,
Vegas did it their first year. Like,
I think the Ducks.
That's my
are
hot take.
Probably last.
yeah,
I got
Oh, the Ducks.
Yeah, they're not very good this year.
or San Jose.
I have 3 hot takes. 2 of them kind of go hand in hand. First is, if Ottawa is 500 by 20 game mark, I think Brady Tkachuk's going to get traded. I just think they can't do it again. My second one is, I think if same thing with Toronto, if Toronto's at the same 20 game mark, they're not really doing great. Marner's out there. This is a kind of a funny one too.
To the Yeti.
Maybe to the Yeti, and then Brad Treliving is going to get fired and replaced by Miracle Ilitch. Finally, go win something.
And the White Eagles are going to go undefeated this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
The Senators can be sneaky.
Yeah.
I mean, with Allmark now between the pipes,
Is-
anything could happen.
Is Kachuk on his last year?
I don't
His
think he's
deal?
in his last year, but how bad has it been? And they have all these good young players. You just can't put it together.
Yeah.
So at what point is he going to be like, I'm out of here, right? And they also
You
hired.
want to get stuck like Calgary did with his brother, right?
Yeah, but they
Just
also
forced
hired
into it.
Green. And I mean, okay, he wasn't a great coach for the Canucks. I don't know the guy, but why are they recycling these coaches over and over again? Didn't do anything with the Canucks. What's he going to do different in Ottawa?
That'll be a good segment for a podcast. Why the same coaches always get recycled in the
Not
NHL.
not even ones that won anything, right?
Yeah.
Like
And Torts is a classic example. He's been around for years.
But
Just
he's
Yeah.
won a Stanley Cup though. Like Green hasn't done anything,
what,
right?
has he won one?
Yeah, still. I think he's been to a couple finals though too. I mean, at least he's done something. Where Travis Green, I don't even think he's done anything, right? So
Laviolette hasn't done anything. Hasn't won anything.
yeah, he has with Carolina.
He was a head coach then.
Yeah.
That was Maurice. No.
No, that was
No.
Maurice's first cup last year.
Maurice
Oh
hasn't
my
won.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like Tortorella is just living on that.
Has Tocchet done anything?
As a player.
He won with Pittsburgh as an
Yeah.
assistant.
But like he's improved the Canucks from where they where Green just kept them kind of like the same. So he didn't really do anything to get them out of their funk where Tocchet came in and he kind of established something. At least he made a big difference where I don't think Green's going to do that, right? So
The thing
I
about
don't know.
Toronto, it'll be interesting to watch them with Berube there, the chief. See
I-
what he does to that culture there. I feel like they walked all over that Keefe.
I don't think he's a good fit personally.
No?
there. No. I think he. Toronto is a bunch of team, like a team with a bunch of stud star scorers.
Yeah.
Like Berube is one of
Mhm.
those old school,
Mhm.
like bones, like just call it how it is,
Yeah.
like meat and potatoes.
That's
and
why
Well said. I don't know if they're built like that.
no, they're not that.
They're not
team.
built like St. Louis
No.
with who's the centerman?
Ryan O'Reilly.
Riley. There's no one like that on that team.
Yeah.
Those kind of guys.
I don't.
I agree.
They don't make them like that
I
anymore.
agree.
I'm calling Berube is gonna probably get fired before the All-Star game.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's my prediction.
That's a
There you
good
go.
one.
That's a good one.
Poppy's going to
Yeah.
go in there and say, get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, boys. Should we do some over under fill in the blank?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. We rounded up some players here that we talked about. Why don't we maybe we'll start with this guy here, a local boy. His team might come dead last as well, San Jose. Celebrini. Okay. Over under 50 points.
Over.
Over
50 points?
50.
Oh, yeah.
He's the real deal, eh?
Easily 50 points. Over.
Easily with San Jose.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. What do you think?
Hard. No.
Yeah?
He doesn't have the support cast.
Yeah.
I think San Jose is going to be bottom 3 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Tough. I mean, getting points in this league don't just happen. I mean, will he be getting PP time over some of the vets there? Who is in San Jose?
He's got Toffoli to play
Toffoli.
with. If he
Toffoli's
sets him
there
up for
too?
30,
Yeah.
he just needs 20 goals.
Like, is he playing first line PP there?
Oh,
like, as a
hell
rookie
yeah.
or start? Yeah.
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 He
Yeah, no
scored.
one else.
And if he does have he definitely will. If he gets those opportunities, I'm gonna go with the over. And we've seen him in practice here in the I don't want to say the rink, but he's here practicing, and he looks wicked.
Better than Bedsy?
I can't say that. Bedsy's he's the phenom. He reminds me of Sid the Kid for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like he's like a little shorter than Sid, but kind of the new NHL.
If Celebrini played Major Junior, he would have that same height.
If
You
He
think
played
so?
in the USHL outside of like our eyes, the Canadian media eyes,
yeah,
and he played college hockey. So he didn't have that, like, like WHL.
that spotlight.
What are they? Status, like that exceptional status. Like he
exceptional
didn't have to
status,
do
yeah,
get
yeah.
all that, like all that kind of.
He wasn't
That
hyped
Bedard
up.
had, like that hype.
Yeah.
He was out of the eye, and I think people will notice it. Like winning the Hobie Baker as a 17-year-old is
It's a
like
big deal.
is absolutely crazy.
yes.
It's like
50 points, I think he'll barely get it. I think he'll get over. I think he's going to start off really well, but by game 40, 50, 60, he's going to start to decline. And you talk about major, junior, and college. I think that's the big difference between major, junior, and college is the college kids need at least 1 or 2 years to get acclimated to the 82-game season, right? So I think he's going to come out like maybe 30, 40 points in 60 games and kind of decline off and kind of, crawl to the finish line.
And just like Bedsy, can he stay healthy throughout
Mhm.
the duration?
Yeah.
That's the key. I mean, you just take one good lick there, and next
yeah, I
thing
mean,
you know, you got a
McDavid his
broken
first
jaw.
year
I mean,
got hurt.
Yeah,
Bedard broke his jaw. Like
I mean,
it's hard to stay healthy.
like you're playing with men now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So
You said what do you
Over.
Barely.
Barely.
Another barely, eh?
Barely.
so I'm the only one with the under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Ovi, boys. The great 8. So he needs 42, I think, to break it. Whatever, around there. Last year, he got 31 Genos. He was hot at the end of the year. We thought he was going to retire the first couple weeks of the season. But, man, he showed us once again who he is. Over or under 30 goals?
You know my answer.
Hard yes.
Like, you know, they're highlighting him dog fucking the lineies that they're doing in training here, and they're making him look real bad. And he's a fucking goat.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you tell Ovi no, he's gonna go. He's gonna come out with piss and vinegar, and mark my words, he might even beat it this year.
That's a hot take too.
That's a hot take, and I love it, man.
Wow.
That would
Fucking
be
right.
unreal.
Is John Carlson healthy?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Backstrom healthy?
I think he's back.
No Oshie for the year.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Carlson's the guy who usually feeds him the puck. If
Yeah.
he's healthy, he'll
And
get
Backy.
yeah. But who that Dubois? Yeah, that's not. I think he'll get over 30. I think he might. Yeah, I agree with.
What did he
Marco.
got? 26 last year? What did he get?
31.
31.
Finished
If
with
he did
31.
31 last year, I'll say over
He had a
30.
terrible
Ooh.
start too.
Yeah.
Okay, over.
Over.
Barely?
Wicked.
No, over. He's gonna get over.
Okay,
31 and a half.
when we mention Ovi, we got to mention Crosby. So, you guys know him and Gretzky are the only ones 19 consecutive years over a point per game. Nobody else.
That's so long, man.
Imagine that. Like,
Longevity.
how do you... So, man, that is just to think of that. What a crazy, magical career.
In the first 5 years of their career was still a rugged NHL.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
So, can he do 20 years point per game over or under 82 points?
Over.
Sid the Kid, I believe he had around 94 points last year. Boys,
He'll be point a game.
Yeah.
Well, Gensel's out of there, yeah.
Yeah.
Gensel's
Yeah.
out.
See that?
Well, Gensel's ended. He did the run with Carolina for the playoffs, right?
Then he signed in
Tampa.
He's
Tampa. Ooh.
with Tampa.
We haven't mentioned them. They're going to
Yeah.
be a juggernaut this year.
You think, eh?
Well, I mean, Vasilevsky being top 3 for
Yeah.
sure in the league. And
Yep.
You got Kuchiku and
Yeah.
Hedman.
Yeah, they're
The Cheds, Hedman.
Pointer.
Yeah, they got a good squad.
Man, they're deep.
Over under 82.
I have nothing against Sid. I mean, I do like Ovi better, but I still think Sid's got a great all-around game. I'd say over.
Over.
Over for sure. He's
Yeah.
I got Kevin Hayes there.
He signed in Tampa.
Yeah. No, in Pittsburgh.
Wow. I think he's going to go over 90 mil.
It's pretty greasy, man.
Over 90?
I think
Yeah.
he'll get over 90. So over
Well,
82 for sure.
I mean, he had 45 goals last year, I think, or 42. He's, guys. Wow.
And they had a terrible power play last year too. They had terrible power play.
Yeah.
And you know what's wicked?
And Erik Karlsson.
He's-
too.
Yeah. I
He's-
forgot about him.
We mentioned it, 40-ish points away from Sakic to take over 9th, and he'll be right behind Super Mario. Pretty sick.
How far from Super Mario?
Can
Can he do it this year?
I think Super Mario has around 1,700 something.
How many games?
No, he can't do it this
He
year.
can't do it this year.
How many games did
Yeah.
Mario play? Less than 900, or was it around 900? I know he didn't
No.
get over 1,000.
Yeah, his points per game is it's
Yeah,
like
look at
almost
this.
it's almost
I got it
two
here.
actually. Now I remember it. Okay, let's just go. So for Crosby, we're going to Bedard. Same question. Over under 82 for Bedard. He in 69 games, he had I think 61 or 62 points.
Yeah, he's going to be over a point a game player. I mean, he knows the league that much better. He's got
Yeah.
better support cast this year. I like your prediction with Chicago. I mean, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
I banked on
Perfect timing.
on Bedsy in a big way here.
Stop the pod, and we have to say this. Marco, we need to pull out this card. It is a card. How many are there? 25?
Yeah. This is 16 of 25. This is his number match World Junior. Red on red, Canada and Chicago. 16 of 25. It ain't the one of one gold outburst worth $1 million. But if you do your math,
Gold right there. It's pretty much gold.
Next to gold, that's a top 3 hit for the Upper Deck Series 2. There's the one of one gold, which is out there, still lurking.
Is it really?
Yeah. There is a $1 million bounty. I believe it's more now, actually. And then the next one is a high gloss. It's got the stupid image of his base rookie card, but it's high gloss. That's 1 of 10. And the one you're looking at here is his only, not his only other outburst, because there's a silver outburst as well, but his only other limited numbered outburst, which is a red. So after the 1 of 1, the red matching is the second best.
Color
outburst.
match is sick.
So the color match and the number match of the World Juniors.
Is it the same photo as his
So
regular Young Gun?
this is his base.
That's the base. Yeah.
Is it the same photo or a different one?
It's the same
Same
photo,
photo.
of him in the background, but the only thing is the image in the back for his rookie card is just so stupid. You got those people with dumb faces and just looking.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but the outburst, like even look at the silver ones. They're maintaining a couple $1,000 a piece, and I believe the pop count on those is in the thousands.
And a mint Schleva.
It would be pretty cool to be one of these people though in the background of that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
imagine
pretty
that.
cool. Hey, that's me.
So you also got Artur Seelof's
Yeah.
Young Gun.
I'm hoping he could,
Yeah.
if he has that breakthrough season, even if Demko doesn't do much, I mean, he could do it.
Mickey Mantle.
You have a couple.
Wow.
Funny story, Ray Stonehouse, commish of the Junior B.
Wow.
I took all my, and God bless his soul, he passed a couple of years ago. I took all my cards before he did, and I said, Stoney here, I just want to get rid of all this stuff. Can you give me one card? And he hooked me up with that Mickey Mantle. So
Wow.
that's a good story about Stoney. I'm sure a lot of people listening here know who Ray Stonehouse is.
Mm-hmm.
I heard there's like chases now that people are looking to get graded cards, let's say of this card, in the 1 all the way to 10.
No way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like some of like 2s, 3s, things like that are becoming more rare because people don't get those graded. So like I saw someone, it was a Ken Griffey rookie card, and he had a 2. And he's like, this is going for like almost $500 on eBay because it's rare to find a 2
There's no
Yeah,
grade than
That's
there
actually
is to like a 9 or a 10.
Oh wow, there's a Gretty.
Oh, Gretty. Oh, these are insane. These are even nuttier.
The great one.
The great one. Look at that. That's a pretty good collection, Marco. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
It's cool color on the jersey, eh?
Yeah, old
The
school.
logo.
Yeah.
What's this one? His second year or third year?
I think it's third year. That one.
What'd you get on the grade for that one?
That one's an 8.
The
The Gretzky rookie's a 4.
yeah. My father-in-law is a 4 got a 4 as well.
Nice. Wicked history right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 2 more players, okay? And then I have a team in there. Matthews, guys, 69 goals last year. Nucci, you were pretty spot on.
That's pretty close to say 64 or something.
Yeah, and he ended up with 69.
Nice.
So Matthews will get blank goals. And remember, guys, he's got some weight on his shoulders now. Big time.
Not by measure of hair, though. Yeah.
No.
By
I say-
mustache hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give him 60 Genos.
60. That's
Yeah.
solid.
Wow.
You think Chief's gonna let him do that?
They have to.
I mean, like what he's got the captaincy. He's got a few bones to pick there.
I think the way this coach is gonna come in there and try and kind of change
Yeah.
that group, I think it'll affect guys like him. I think he's still a good two-way guy. It's not like he's just like an offensive guy only. Like he's a centerman, good in the face-off circle, like pretty decent in his own zone. But I think he's going to have more responsibility on that end than he has in the past, and a little less freewheeling like he's been able to do under Keefe. And I just don't think he's going to reach the 60-goal plateau again. I'm going to go with 52.
I'm going to take 55. Just same with what Carlos said. It's hard to score in the league and to score over 50 something, but to get close to 70, like back to back, that's crazy. I think he'll take it's not really a step back. I just think he'll get 55.
It's funny. You guys say it like it's a fucking shit season. 52 goals. That's insane.
That is crazy.
Guys, I'm going lower. I'm going lower, man. Last year was an insane season for him. Like, the guy was getting hat tricks every 2 games. This is a different year. I think he has to change his game up. You said it spot on. I'm going with 42.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's not a bad year either.
No,
That's a wicked year.
yeah.
If you look at
Especially
Ovi,
if they get past the first
Ovi had
round.
Ovi, if you look at his hockey DB, he's had like a decade of 50, 65. It was nuts.
Yeah.
If Matthews can do that, nutty on him. But
How old is Matthews now?
what is he, a 92?
I think he's younger than that, isn't he?
Maybe.
I'll check.
I mean, age is
fact check
definitely a variable there.
And you know what? He's an American.
From Arizona.
He's 27. He's a 97.
Yeah.
Wow. He's an American coming to be the captain of the toughest Canadian franchise market. Pacioretty, good thing Pacioretty's on the team, hopefully. That can help him up with that pressure because he was the captain for Montreal. Because that's a lot. Maybe that's why they gave Pacioretty a PTO. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think Leafs are going to have a tough one this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even guys like Nylander, I mean, sure, he's got skills, like no doubt he can dangle that puck like anyone, but is he really that defensive juggernaut that I believe come mid playoffs? Like, you watch the playoffs, talking about Lord Stanley there, man, it's a whole nother ball game. It's not even hockey. It's like it's like MMA at that point.
Yeah.
It's just like, where, like, this fucking guy gets pushed by his teammate, he gets a concussion just in preseason. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Didn't he miss some games in the playoffs with like
Migraines or something.
And,
Yeah,
Berube tries to cover it up. Oh, he's fine. Like they're already, like, Toronto is,
dude, they got goaltending
doomed.
issues too.
Oh, big time.
Not just because I hate Toronto.
That's why I worry about
Wohl?
Petey.
Oh, man.
Joseph
the same
Wohl or
thing,
Stollers.
Also with these guys.
What were you saying?
They got goaltending question marks too.
Yeah. Okay. A couple more. Petey. He had 89 points last year. Over or under 100. With his new, you mentioned no more Mikheyev, like that was an excuse, all this stuff. He's got some weapons beside him. We were saying over or under 100. This guy should be getting 120.
Well, Mikheyev wasn't his winger last year. I think he
Everyone,
would have got 100
it's funny. He's the scapegoat, man. It's Mikheyev. Poor guy.
No, but like I was at a game last year, and Petey gave him a beautiful pass, wide open in the slot breakaway. No one within 10 feet of him. The guy backhand the puck in the freaking corner. In the corner. So I think he'll get over 100 for sure this year.
Good.
Yeah.
If he didn't say that in his first press conference this year, that he was still talking about this damn knee tendonitis, I would say over. I'm going to say under, because maybe he's going to take like games off and stuff, like load management or something weird, if that's going to be something that continues. So I'll go under.
I believe he dislocates an eyelash and misses 30 games at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to bring it up. I just, he's a great talent, can shoot that puck like no one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But he's just made of balsa wood.
I'm going to go with the under, just not because I hope he has a good season. I think it's just going to be spread out through the forwards because they all have.
Yeah, and 80-something points is still a good year.
under.
Like you said, maybe for a $13 million guy, we expect 100-something, but.
Is he going to play the full season?
No.
Like, how many games is PD going to actually get in the lineup this year?
Yeah. Canucks 109 points last year. Over or under?
Under.
Over or under 100?
Under.
Over.
Over?
Over.
Just over.
Oh, 100
Barely.
or 109?
Over or under 100? I'll change it because that's 50 wins. That's a tough. Like I don't know if that would be tough to.
I put him on 90 to 100 points in that like 7th, 8th.
Okay, so
Playoff
right in
spot,
the
yeah.
mix
Oh,
there.
103.
Wow, not much confidence in the Canucks.
I'll go 104.
104. Yeah,
I hope you're right, big
Yeah.
man. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to have some things happen. Like Lady Luck's got to be on their side with injuries and with goaltending.
yeah, and you know what?
Like,
I'm gonna
that's
say
it.
right now, Demko's fucking out. So we need to just like say that. Can we say that?
Sure.
Well,
We'll
yeah,
say it.
like,
that's why they brought
They're
in
just
this
like,
guy.
how long has it been? 1 year of saying like he's gonna come back. That was ridiculous what they did. I think they were keeping it hush hush because they weren't trying to get rid of him at one point, but now they know they can't because who's gonna take a guy that they've never seen this injury in history. It's weird.
I think Toronto would take their chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, boys. To end it, we have to, with tradition here, who is going to hoist this glory, this Stanley Cup? Who's going to muck and grind in the playoffs, win 4 series, sacrifice, broken bones, and hoist this? And have no words when they hoist it. Honestly, I actually tried to find quotes of what it felt like for like the legends. I couldn't find any because there's no words. I found Gretzky. He just says this simply: lifting the Stanley Cup for the first time, there's nothing like it. It's the greatest story. What a beauty.
Is that afterwards or?
His first cup. I'm just saying, I bet it's amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Just bringing that up. Who's winning this next year? The betting sites are saying plus 900 Florida is going to repeat. Plus 900. They're on behind.
Is it Edmonton at plus 800? Even better than that?
Unless it changed in the last 2 days. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe when Kane had surgery, it went up for them.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons why I wore this, guys, I think I'm going with New York Rangers this year.
Ooh.
Because you know what? They've been in the mix for 4 or 5 years now.
Did they win Presidents?
Yeah,
Trophy last
like
year?
a few times, man. And they remind me of the Washington Capitals in their reign. You know what I mean? And I
They got
just
a sick
feel,
goalie.
yeah,
Sturkin's
they got
wicked.
Shesterkin. They got
He's not signed yet, though, is he?
Yeah, he is.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get
Shesterkin's
him?
locked in.
And then you got a number 1 pretty much in Fox. He's solid.
Yeah.
And then I love their forwards, man.
Truba is a beast as well.
Truba.
Andre Miller.
And then they got
Lindgren.
Yeah, Panarin, Kreider, Zibanejad. They got a lot. I think they can do it this year.
I have them winning the East,
Okay.
and I have who was it winning the West? Dallas winning the West
Again.
again.
Wow.
They've been knocking on the door too. I think they're right there as well.
So who's winning? I never picked my West, but I'm just going to go with my Stanley Cup. But you're
Man, maybe I'll go with the Rangers.
wow,
I think
All
they're
right.
going to win the Cup too.
cool. What changed your mind this year? Because they pretty much have the same team.
They should have beat Florida last year.
Well,
they were up.
They're up 2-0,
2-0.
right? Yeah. Fuck.
And maybe they learn from that
Yeah.
and can get over the hump this year.
Marco, who do you pick?
My final 4, we got Boston
Mhm.
and Tampa from the East,
Nice.
and Edmonton and Dallas from the West. To answer your question, broken all down, my heart says Boston, but I really think Tampa.
Nice.
Vasilevsky, is probably the best goaltender on planet Earth right now.
Yeah.
Who's proven himself, is capable, and
Healthy.
I just
Except for the cop, Bobrovsky.
yeah.
The Russian goalies are good, man.
You're on the
Top 3 of them.
Yeah.
Shesterkin.
I like that
Sorokin.
pick.
Georgiev, yeah. Tampa, yeah.
For me, if you look at like the last 5 years and how the Stanley Cup finals have gone,
Yeah.
there's always a team who gets there and then loses and then figures it out and then gets there again and wins. Tampa did it. Florida did it. Vegas kind of did it. They were back and forth a little bit. I'm going to go Boston in the finals against Edmonton.
Wow.
And Edmonton is going to win because they're going to have that experience, and also they're going to pull what every other team has done, and they're going to bury Kane until the playoffs.
Okay.
They're going to get someone else, and they're going to make a run. Edmonton is just, I think,
And Bobic is going to go
and
crazy.
Bobic is going to love it. I think they're going
The
to.
memorabilia,
I think they learned a lot. And if you listen to McDavid talk, I think he said in an interview where he learned a lot, where he came out guns a-blazing so early in his seasons, like in the last 7 or 8 years, and now he trained to have a longer season to train for the playoffs. So I think you're going to see him take a step back, maybe in point production, but I think he's going to ultimately lead them to the Stanley Cup.
So wait, they barely win the Pacific, and then they barely win the Cup?
No. Yeah, exactly. And they barely, yeah, for sure. They're going to win, but they have to learn, right? Look at Ovi, Yzerman, all these guys who.
Yeah, you got to go through it.
You got to go through it. But Yzerman
Yeah.
went from like 150 points to, again, it's still hundreds a lot, but he learned how to play as a team, and then they won. Same with Ovechkin. So I think that's going to be their year. And the reason why I said they barely going to win the Pacific is because they're not going to go 1,000% gangbusters, right?
I like it. Yeah.
Beautiful. We have our picks in. Boys, it was a pleasure. We'll do it again. I hope we can do it at Stan's.
I'd love to have you boys
Podcast
there.
at Stan's
Yeah. I'll have you
during a
guys
game.
anytime.
That would be epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Canucks games at Stan's.
Yeah.
I'll host you
Been
guys anytime, and
The place to watch games. You just go. We keep going to these cookie cutter
Yeah.
places.
Where they serve avocado toast with a drizzle of balsamic
Reduction.
garbage.
Reduction
You
You
know,
see some chicken wings and
pizza.
the tiki
pizza,
bar.
the tiki bar. You got the specials during the week.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Monday night football, Thursday night.
Yeah.
We're rocking the football and the hockey. So yeah, we're the home of the Canucks. I'd like to say that. Last year I had all the towels at every seat, and then we had a pretty
Sick.
good atmosphere. And I'm in hopes that we can get there again. Let's like go Canucks. Like they're in my heart personally. I hope you're right with your prediction.
It's awesome
Yeah.
for the city.
Oh, yeah, it's wicked.
And so this episode is brought to you by Stan's Pizza Joint and
East Van Brewing. Thank you, Andy, for the beers, and we'll come out and support you there, and also Bar Corso on Commercial Drive. Great little spot as well.
Beauty. We have to mention this, boys. The season's starting. We're all happy, but we got to remember the NHL and the sports world is pretty sad with the events. We lost the Gaudreau brothers. We have to say this, and I'm very grateful. I actually played Johnny Gaudreau in college. I got to see him and Kreider at the GLI. He was amazing. And he was a dynamic, shifty, one of the most skilled guys. And besides the hockey part of it, you're just hearing about how much of a good dad he was and husband, and what a horrific situation. But and then I just thought about this. There's all these nicknames of the generations. You have the Mr. Hockey, the Great One, the
Great.
Rocket, but Johnny Hockey,
That's
So
it will be going forward completely iconic, I think.
Yeah. Just going to add a true story happened just after he lost his life there. I've been decking stands out with memorabilia from all local talent, like Barzy, Matt Barzell gave me a personal signed jersey, and I got a Humboldt jersey in there, and just the who's who of hockey and local talent, like I'm supporting. And I see this Johnny Gaudreau signed jersey, $300. Message the guy. He's like, sorry, I've been offered $1,000 for it. Then the message all of a sudden changed. And I said, okay. He's like, well, it's going to go to the best home. What are you going to do with it? I said, this is my place. This is where it's going. I want to put it up on the walls. He turned down 5 times more money. He sold it to me for $300, and it lives at Stan's right now.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
True story.
Thank you, man. That is awesome. We'll end it with that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, brother.
You guys are awesome.
We'll do it
That was
again.
fun.
That was fun, boys.
Yeah.
This is the greatest of all time podcast show, Goat Radio. We will see you next time for more Goat history. We'll see you later.